All right, today we're going to dive into a single, really powerful idea from one of the most influential books in sociology ever, Erving Goffman's The Presentation of Self in Everyday Life.
So let me just start with a question for you. Are you the exact same person at a job interview as you are on a first date or when you're just home alone? I mean, think about it. The way you talk, the way you sit, the stories you tell, they all kind of change depending on who's around, right? Well, sociologist Erving Goffman had this amazing theory about why that happens.
He came up with this pretty radical idea. He asked, what if life isn't really about finding your true self, but about giving a great performance? Now, this doesn't mean we're all just being fake all the time. It's more like we're all actors on a big stage playing different roles for different audiences. And once you see it that way, it can kind of change how you look at, well, everything.
Okay, so let's really dig into the core of this. How is our everyday life actually like a performance?
So this is the book that kicked it all off. It came out way back in 1956, and what's wild is that it was one of the first times anyone really took simple face-to-face interaction and treated it like a serious topic for study. Goffman's big argument was that in basically any social situation, we're all trying to present a specific version of ourselves to the world.
And he gave this idea a name, Dramaturgical Analysis. It sounds complicated, but it's actually a pretty simple and brilliant framework. Basically, life is the theater, we are the actors, and all our little interactions are the performances. The key takeaway here is that we aren't just passively living our lives, we are actively performing them for other people.
All right, so if life is a performance, then just like in a real theater, there have to be places where we're on, in the spotlight, and places where we're off. And this is where Goffman's whole idea gets super interesting.
Goffman basically split our world into two zones. First, you have the front stage. This is where the performance is happening. Think about an office meeting, a first date, or a big family dinner. It's wherever you're on and presenting your best, most polished self. But then, there's the backstage. This is your safe zone. It's your house, your car, maybe the break room at work. It's where you can finally drop the act, get ready for the next performance, and maybe even complain a little about the audience.
And of course, every great performer needs the right props and tools, right? Goffman said we use three main things on our front stage. First up is the setting. That's the physical scene, like an office or a fancy restaurant that tells everyone what kind of play they're in. Second is your appearance. This is your costume, a doctor's white coat, a lawyer's sharp suit, you name it. And finally, there's your manner. This is how you play the part. Are you confident, submissive? It's all in your voice, your gestures, your whole vibe.
So you might be wondering, why do we go through all this trouble? I mean, what's the point of all this performing? Well, that brings us to the real motivation behind the act.
The main goal is actually pretty simple. It's all about managing the impression we make on others. We're constantly, and often subconsciously, working to control how people see us. We want them to think we're competent, or funny, or trustworthy, whatever the situation demands. This whole idea is also called self-presentation theory, and it's really the engine driving all of our daily performances. But here's the thing, it's not just about your performance. For society to run smoothly, everyone involved has to kind of agree on what's going on. Goffman called this the definition of the situation. It's like this unwritten, unspoken agreement we all have. We just know when we're in lecture mode versus party mode, and we all perform our roles accordingly to keep that shared reality going.
And this cooperation is absolutely crucial to keeping the show from falling apart. Think about it this way. If someone trips and falls at a super formal party, what do most people do? They pretend they didn't see it, right? We help that person save face. Why? Because if their performance fails, the whole scene gets incredibly awkward and collapses for everyone. In a way, we're all invested in making sure the play succeeds.
So, this idea is from the 1950s. How does it hold up today, in our world? Well, as it turns out, it might be more relevant than it's ever been.
First off, just to give you a sense of its impact, in 1998, the International Sociological Association named this book the 10th most important sociological book of the entire 20th century. That's huge. It was a total game changer.
Yeah, the book's journey has just been incredible. I mean, from the moment it was published, it started winning major awards and getting all this praise. But its real, lasting legacy is how perfectly these ideas from the 50s describe our modern digital world. Just think about your social media profile for a second. It is the ultimate front stage, isn't it?
It's a performance that you carefully curate. You pick the absolute best photos. That's your appearance. You write and rewrite your post to project a certain image, a certain manner. Maybe you're trying to be funny or smart or adventurous. And the backstage? Well, that's you sitting on the couch, maybe in your pajamas, scrolling through 100 different pictures to find that one perfect shot to post. It's amazing. Goffman basically predicted our digital lives decades before the internet even existed.
So, all of this leaves us with a really fascinating and kind of personal question. If all of our social life is just a series of performances on different stages for different audiences, what does that say about who we really are? Who are you when there's no one watching and the curtain finally falls?